Health Department, this is page 67, 66, and 67 in your packet. As you go through your budget, if you could highlight some increases, like wherever there might be increases, just kind of explain those, anything else you want the council to know. And then one question I'll have, and other council members might as well, you know, there have been a lot of expenditures during COVID related to COVID, so things that might shift now that the pandemic has been winding down. If you could highlight things that were expenditures because of COVID, and if you had grant money to cover that, things like that would be helpful.
Okay. So I did increase our general supplies for next year by $500 because prices are going up on everything. So that's one item I did. Our garage and motor supplies, we increased by $500. And that's because we got a new vehicle and that was through grant. But
Just one moment, can you say what account number you're referencing?
I don't know the account number specifically. I don't have that in front of me. It would have been, yeah.
120 or 220.
It says general instead of supplies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, general supplies.
This is page 64, Fund 20101. Okay, thank you.
You're good. So you got the garage and motor supplies too that I increased
Okay.
500. I did delete a line item, and that's the TV control. I looked at it and we hadn't used it in
Okay.
years. So I did decrease that. I think that was 500 that I moved out of that line item. I did add an electric seal embosser, but for 2,500, I don't actually need that, so if you want to mark that off, that's fine. I got that.
Which one is that on?
I don't know if it's an additional line item, I just asked for it, just like,
What was it?
it was like an electric seal embosser, I just put that on there. It's like 2,500.
4,500?
2,500.
45?
Mhm.
Would that help?
Okay. It wasn't a line item specifically, I just added that on there.
Is that under equipment?
It might be.
I think so, there's a $2,500 yeah, there's a $2,500
I don't need that now,
Okay,
because we had our appropriation money a couple weeks ago, and now I ordered it through that.
okay.
I'm still not finding that one.
This is on equipment, so page 64, Fund 22300, cutting it back down to the original amount that was adopted last year, so 4,500 to 2,000.
That helps you out, I don't need that.
Thank you.
I did decrease, it's under other services and charges. We have our mobile phone, I decreased it by 300. I don't see us using the $1,800, so I did decrease that down. Our vehicle maintenance, since we have 2 vehicles now, I did increase that by 1,000 just because of wear and tear. We had a line item called internet and website for $2,000. We don't pay for internet or a website, so I got rid of that $2,000 line item and just moved it around to other places.
Okay,
Official bonds, I decreased that by 600. I had, let's see, bonds and security, it was like $1,000 in there, and I decreased it down to 6, so I only need 400 out of that. And I'm the only one that would use that line item in the office. Legal services, we increased by 5,000 just because our environmentalist and food person said they might be taking more issues to court, so we may have other things. I did have another item added on there that's preparedness kits. If you guys want to remove that $1,000 too, with that appropriation money we had a couple weeks ago, we're going to buy stuff out of that for preparedness. So that can be also removed.
what fund number is that?
Don't know. I didn't really have it on. Yeah.
Okay.
Preparedness.
Okay, so we'll cut that.
Can I remove that?
Yes.
So it's just 3,500 I'm removing total.
Okay, and then the COVID test, are you still doing COVID test? What is that?
We don't do a COVID test. 5,000 apparently is been taken out of our account every year and the EMS is doing it, so it's coming out of our money, but we don't provide the testing, like we don't do it.
Michelle, is that getting reimbursed to ambulance houses?
We buy the kits out of that money and supply them to EMS to do the testing for county employees.
Is that something we will talk to Chelsea about then, to see how much are we using them?
It's only for county employees, it's not for general.
I know, it seems very expensive though. Just saying.
Real quickly, she said she was gonna take equipment, take 2,000 out of that. Preparedness kits was minus 1,000. What was the third thing?
It was only the two things.
Those two.
Okay,
Yeah, the equipment was 2,500 and the preparedness was 1,000.
okay.
So, but I figured since we had the money, additional appropriation, we might as well use that for those two instead of next year. You had a question about like COVID grants, I know too.
Yeah, are there any expenses that you have that you added, or maybe equipment that you purchased during COVID or because of COVID, and now, like, I guess where are we at now with any of those sort of expenditures?
Okay. Well, none of this for next year we added for COVID. We did have a COVID grant, I think, 40,000 last year, and we spent it on like computers and laptops and stuff like that. So we're good that way right now, I think, for the most part.
Okay, that's helpful.
I kind of just moved my money around where I saw items we weren't really using, so. And then some of my line items I did like group together, so it may look like there's a big increase, but it's just because I combined different items together.
Okay, council, do you have any questions? Okay, we do have a late schedule on Thursday, so if we need additional information from you, we'll call you back then.
Okay,
Thank you.
Maggie,
thanks.
She also
you remember
has
that?
pages 66 and 67.
Oh, yes, thank you. Great.
Sorry, Maggie.
No, you're fine, you're fine. Not much has changed out of that either. The only thing I think we increased was our public health educator's salary. I just increased it by $1,000.
Okay.
That's just to make it fair if we were to get raises too in the office, just to kind of keep her in line with us. And I did think, the other one I did decrease, I have a line item for equipment in our grant. 2,000 was for our generator maintenance, and I believe the commissioners, we've talked about it, that you guys, right, Phil, are taking care of the generator out there, like the maintenance on it. So then we decreased that by 2,000 out of that line item.
Okay, and then Maggie, oh, go ahead, Michelle.
Which line item?
It just says equipment. It was
40,
Yeah.
41 on that?
Yeah. It's just for $1,000. It was 3,000 this year, so.
Okay, so Maggie, for a couple of these line items, there hasn't been anything expended at the time we got our reports, which was about a month ago. So for your personal health supplies and your education and public info materials, do you have, and software upgrades and maintenance, are these planned expenditures?
So the public nurse supplies, that goes to like, try to think of all of it. Our headlight shampoo, and we did order headlight shampoo for this year.
Okay.
It also has, we buy soap and paper towels out of it for our hand washing units that we take to different events. It's just, we haven't spent it yet because we have an abundant supply of the soap and paper towels.
From last year?
Yeah,
Okay.
but the headlight shampoo, we did spend some out of that. And the education materials, we haven't yet bought any this year, but we can potentially buy some if we need to, if we're getting low, so.
Okay, and then the last one is software upgrades and maintenance.
The maintenance, I know, I'm still kind of new with all that too.
Yeah.
The maintenance is for our vital records program.
Okay.
So our birthday death, so we do keep that in there. I don't know what the maintenance part of it, other part of it would be, but the software updates is for our birthday death.
All right, do you want to move on to the trust fund 1206?
I don't think anything's changed out of the trust account either.
We do have a couple line items added, but it looks like things were taken out as well.
Okay. I can't remember what I had in the trust. I don't have that specifically right in front of me either.
Council, do you have any questions for Randy? Okay, thank you. If we need you, we'll call you back for Thursday.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good rest of the day.
You too.